Oh, well, hi there, everybody. How's it going? It's almost 12:30 on the East Coast, Tuesday, February 8th. There are 3 sports algorithms. There are people that are paying me money. There are people that are asking me questions. Everyone's kind of... I love how nobody's, like, criticizing. It's funny. Nobody's like, man, your picks suck, Ken. Man, your stuff doesn't work. Nope, nobody ever says that. Ever. You'll never see that comment. It doesn't work. It doesn't happen that way. It's like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. That's usually what people say. All right, well, we lost 2 hockey games yesterday. Let's update some stuff here. I believe this was a 4-1 loss, and I believe this was a 3-4 loss, where Calgary came back to take the lead in the third, and then they blew it. So look at that. Well, how about the scores being almost? What on earth? It's amazing how it does that sometimes. Anyway, we need to update these algorithms because people are asking me. And I can't stop this email list from like self-assembling. It's unbelievable. You build these algorithms, and I mean, what am I supposed to do? Say no to you guys that want it? And the answer is no. I got to do it. So we got to do it. So let's talk about when you have questions about updating it yourself, because that's the only reason why you'd be waiting on me if you've already purchased this. And I hear the question a lot about, oh, my pivot table is blank. Like I go to refresh the new day and nothing's there, or it's not working. And it's generally going to be an easy answer, but it's under a complicated idea. And it's like all your data is in a table, and that table has a bunch of attributes. And one of those attributes is margins and power strengths and stuff. And sometimes you'll forget to pull a formula down in the margin here. Is probably what's doing it a lot in the NBA file. Because when you paste in information for the new day, as you'll see in a second, you need to paste this thing down. And actually paste this thing down now because we're also keeping track of the power strength here as well. But anyway, I can't answer everyone's questions via email all the time. I just try to answer them here in the videos, and then maybe you guys can fix it yourself. So let's see how quickly we can update today, and then I'll do more extensive updated versions for the people that have paid me and send that email out to that email list that keeps self-assembling. I'm trying to kill an email list, and I can't stop it. It keeps wanting me to people keep wanting me to email them the file every day. So, okay, sip of coffee. Let's see how fast we can do this. Hockey. What do? You go to RotoWire. You find the hockey sport. You see that there's a bunch of games today in sports betting. This one you can just Control-A, Control-C if you're in Google Chrome. You go to the odds extractor. You paste right here as text. You look at how many games there are, which is going to be right here. There's 7 games in this list because there were 14 team names. So you type 7 right there. Now, if you just want to do the quickest possible update, you could just refresh this thing, which is an automatic team stat table. There were only a couple games yesterday anyway. Oh, ooh, table wasn't found. Try it one more time. Sometimes that'll happen, but... Uh-oh. Whoops. Looks like we need to reconnect the table. I didn't set aside time in this video to do that, but we may have to reconnect this to NHL Pro Reference. Uh-oh. That could be a whole other problem. We won't even discuss that. This is why I get annoyed, is I don't want to do this. I got other stuff to do. Damn. So what happens is this table comes from, this is a query somewhere. I guess we could edit this query. I haven't looked at this in forever. Oh, God, what's going on in here? Yeah, this is coming from somewhere, and I don't know what's going on. This is a saved version. This is a mess. I don't even want to get into this, but this is how complicated it could get, which is why I don't like to connect these Excel files to tables. I just like to bring in CSVs automatically, because when you start to run into this problem, this really screws up your day, and the file is going to become less optimal and not usable, and it's just annoying. Anyway, so that sucks. We'll discuss what to do with that later. So injuries reports, always important because of COVID testing. And then the other stats is the skater stats and the goalie stats, but we don't really need to do these for the quick version that I'm going to show you right now, except I will do the injury report, obviously. But The other one we don't have to do because I just updated it yesterday and there are only 2 games. And although those teams are playing today as well, I think there's a lot of hockey games going on top of each other here over this hockey break, or what was going to be the Olympic break, which ended up not being the Olympic break because they needed to reschedule all these games, and nobody wants to go to China in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, right? So there's a lot of games going on here, and the other thing you need to do, if we don't do goalie stats and player stats, is we have to grab the starting goalies, which is right here under lineup starting goalies. And this you just Control A, Control C when you're in Google Chrome browser. You're going to paste this thing right here. And the goalies should pop up, except we got a problem with Washington. Why do we have a problem with Washington? Let's look. So here, we're going to start to connect the goalies to whether or not they're potentially starting. And the way to do that is to change this formula right next to the first name, and then further down the list here, you'll see it says whether it's confirmed or expected. So you look at the first time a goalie's name pops up, equal sign in that cell, go here, and then you just paste that formula down. It follows the same logic for the rest of the list, and we'll find out why Washington is showing as a blank, because the goalie for Washington is where? Right here. Phoenix Copley is not listed somewhere. So maybe Phoenix Copley is not on the goalie list, or I need to update. Probably need to update the goalie stat. Also in oh no, he's right here. We need to add him to the matrix probably. Or maybe he changed teams is another thing. He'll show up as a duplicate here. If he's already in here, he's not. So that's why this was a problem. And that should fix it. And it does. Now, you can just copy this. Bring this right in here as values. Yeah, people not pasting this information as values might be another reason that you're having issues with errors and stuff. You can freeze these old scores. Nope, undo that. I'm just going to freeze these old scores because I don't want them to change in the future. And, oh, what did I just undo? What did I do? Put this date down here. I think we're good. Let's look. 8th. Yep. Okay. So now you've got a list of hockey for the day after all that, if you're still with me in this video. But I'm recording this because I don't really want to do it. I'm going to monetize it and put it up on YouTube, and you can all learn from it as I do it if I'm going to have to do it every day still. So number 1 pick of the day ends up being Phoenix Copley in Washington over Columbus. In Washington, I'm not near DC right now, so I can't go to that game today. I think I know people going to that game today. He's got a 91% goalie rating. That's under limited stats, though, right? What is going on with that? He had 1 game and 1.1 goals against, and he's at a 9.55. So if you bring him down to a reasonable save percentage of call it 0.91 instead. I'm gonna screw with this for a second. If you brought it down to 0.91, you'd have to go back here, copy this, paste it like this, I think, and it'll change. 88%, and the game's they still crush it. All right, I'll back it up. I'll leave it where it was. Yeah, leave it like that. But it's just he has a very distorted save percentage because he's just off 1 start. But he had a good start, and he's playing a team that gives up a lot of goals. So I understand why this is a really good line, or a bad line for Washington, meaning a lot of people expect Washington to win this game, and they probably will, and probably put up. I think Ovechkin's still out. What's the injury report say on that? Nope, wait a minute, not in here. Alex? Edler takes. Or we could just look at Washington. No, I guess he's back on. He's probably playing. Yeah, he's probably done with his COVID. Shocker. All-Star break COVID is probably healed. All right, so that's your NHL. With a couple, you could do some more player stat and goalie stat update from those 2 files I downloaded. But for now, let's just say that NHL is done. And you can look at that for your own enjoyment. All right, that's done. Now we have NBA, right? How did NBA do yesterday? I don't know. I didn't bet an NBA game. I was too busy losing money watching the U.S. women's hockey team blow it to Canada. It was enjoyable until the second period, until halfway through the second period, when Canada scored 4 goals on 3 shots. Did I just say that? 4 goals on 3 shots? I think it might have been the other way around. It might have been 3 goals on 4 shots. But the point is they just turned a 2-1 game that had been the U.S. winning into me losing both money and American dignity falling to the Canadian women. I mean, I'll fall for some Canadian women. Don't get me wrong, but I want my hockey team to win. All right, let's see. So we're into NBA. And we're going to update the odds for today. Somebody asked me about connecting APIs or something with odds to this, and I'm sure you could do that and then convert the information into a cube format that will read like this. You'll have to do it over here somewhere, and that's where I would bring in that information. I mean, you can. I'm sure that would be helpful if you're really trying to live bet and stuff like that. But I mean, how much effort and time are you really gonna be able to pay attention to that all day? I don't know. That sounds like a really. I just try to pick some games, get an idea about some games, and then follow those games if you want to. But I mean, who knows? You could turn this into like stock trading where there's just value all over the place, and you got algorithms making bets for you. I don't even know. It's pretty crazy what you could do, but. So that's where I would put that is you could absolutely put an API connection somewhere and reformat it right in here and have it potentially be connected. All right, so NBA, let's look at yesterday because it shouldn't be too hard for us to look at the scores. There aren't very many NBA games every day. And so you go to fantasy and scores from yesterday. Here, so let's put them in here. So if you're just updating yesterday's scores, everything is dynamic. So scores are actually changing when we update certain things as well. But he ended up winning, and we had them winning. Raptors end up winning, and we had them winning. Phoenix Suns end up winning over the Bulls, and we had them winning, and Golden State ends up winning, and they end up winning, and the Knicks exactly 104. Oh my fucking god, are you kidding? Are you fucking kidding? I didn't bet a damn NBA game yesterday. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to take the Lord's name in vain or whatever. People always say that to me. I'm not religious at all. Like, come on, your brain's your God. Wake up. Yeah, unbelievable. Wow. All right. Well, Jesus, look at that. So moneyline sweeps again. Unbelievable. All right. So let's put in today and figure out also why you have problems if you're having issues. Now, I'm gonna update the injury report because I feel like that's important. The other stats I'm going to not do, and I'll just do it for the people who ordered it after the video. There are some things I'll actually wait till after the video to do. Do that for them, but we got to get the injury report in there because that's important. So let's look. If you grab the injury report, you're going to put it right here. Whoops, no, you're going to put it right here. And then you got to scroll down to look to make sure that there aren't people at the bottom. Nope, more people getting sick, more people getting hurt. Whatever. Get rid of that. And then don't worry about team stats. Injury pivot needs to then be refreshed. You don't have to change the formula because that's fine. And the game should be ready. Let's see here. Okay, so you got to bring the date down. Maybe people forgot to bring the date down. And then you got to bring this formula down. And I recommend bringing this formula down because now it keeps it dynamic. Whoa, wait a minute. Not that formula. This formula. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. And let's see what happens. Boom, you got games. And that's what they are. Now, so NBA has been so consistent and also consistent with the odds makers over the last few days that both the odds makers and the algorithm, I believe, have been in agreement on every game, I think the last 3 days at least. And they've almost been sweeping every day. I think it was like a sweep yesterday, a 7-1 day before, and then I think undefeated the day before that. So are there any underdogs on this list? And the answer is no. Wow. Oh, God. Yeah, not only is the email list self-assembling, but the winners are self-assembling in this algorithm. That's funny. All right, so this is probably going to be a really good day, except you got a hurting Trailblazers. And you look at this. Celtics with less than half the Nets. It's just the Brooklyn, not even the Brooklyn Nets. Wow. All right, so have fun with that for those who care about NBA, and I'll send that out. What else we got? College basketball. All right, college basketball. Let's refresh this thing, see if this thing works, or maybe this thing broke too. We break this sucker? Nope, this one still works. All right, that's good. So new day for college basketball. Let's get rid of the old day. We're going as fast as we can. And we go here to one of these things, college basketball, sports betting. And we got odds popping up. Figure out how many games there are today. It's not a Saturday, so it's not going to be like 140 games. I saw 143 games, I think, last Saturday. I mean, that's right. I think it was right too. Like that's the biggest day I've ever seen. I see 90 game days, but like 143. I didn't even know there are 300 teams, so technically you could do like almost 150, right? Plus there's games of teams that aren't ranked. All right, any errors? Oh, look at this. Maybe. Is there maybe an error? Is there maybe an error in the Indiana Northwestern game? No, it's probably +1. That's probably right. Actually, no, that's probably fine. Okay. Injury report is, of course, important. So let's grab it. Fantasy injuries. Dude, whoever puts together this injury report, you guys are unbelievable. I guess they have to report to some body, right? So you could probably check with that governing body of whatever that talks about. I don't know how this works. It's a lot of people to keep track of. And it matters. Paste that. Did that shrink? Did it grow? It grew. It's another list that grew in size because there's nothing hanging out at the bottom. Alrighty. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Normally, you would also update player stats, and you would also update team stats. I'm not doing that to extra bore you guys, even though we're already in the middle of a long video. Are we done? Let's refresh. Let's figure it out. Oh, we didn't refresh injury pivot. Do that. Do that. Okay, don't need to change that. And here we go. There are 39 games. Are there any home underdogs? Of course not. Of course not. All right, how about regular underdogs? I just would like to point to the fact that there's home and away games, right? There's 18 away games, and then there's 21 home teams that pick, sorry. Just every time to be able to go, oh, are there any home underdogs? And it always be no. I just want that to be another proof every day that the odds makers are using this to make the lines. That's all. All right. So, underdogs. Well, we've got East Carolina hurting against, yuck. Once again, here's something. Iowa State, strength of schedule not as good as West Virginia, but West Virginia's hurting with some type of Appalachia COVID there probably. And Iowa State is not hurting. And that's +120, margin 7. So that one's saying, except for the strength of schedule, which is bad, but they're, you know what? They've both played really good teams. That's the other thing. When you look at the strength of schedule differential, this is the strength of schedule of this team, and this is the strength of schedule of this team. And so basically it's saying that Iowa State has played really good teams because their strength of schedule is a positive number. And that means but West Virginia's played even better teams. Like West Virginia's playing like Space Jam teams that are awesome. And so, so Iowa State still knows how to win. And the fact that Iowa State has the margin, although they're on the road and West Virginia injured, I mean, I'm looking at this list and I'm thinking that's probably the pick of the day, right? Because Manhattan, this algorithm overestimates Manhattan because Manhattan's strength of schedule had been so bad that it was just super distortive, and at least it told you that. So that's why you can tell Iowa State better pick than Manhattan. Even though the algorithm's putting Manhattan above here, technically what I really should do is I should connect the margin to the strength of schedule differentiator as well. That I should move Manhattan down because look at this. Like if you took this 10% and you subtracted out like their strength of schedule number from it almost, you'd see that the margin would sink and that Iowa State would actually go up because look at their positive number. Anyway, I'm just talking out my ass. All right, point is I can see that in the numbers. It's kind of cool that you can tell Iowa State's a better pick than Manhattan. And I mean, what else we got? This video is too long, but you can see how you can learn from this. And just, I mean, this thing is just such an advantage. I look at the videos and I see under 100 views or something for these videos, and I'm thinking, oh, I know why there's under 100 views. I go, everybody who sees this does not want to tell their friends about it because they know that it's going to make the lines worse if everybody buys this and everybody uses this. And I get it. I get the need to be greedy. I see it as free information that can't ever really be corralled and stopped. And I just want to give it to everybody to let you understand that it's not just sports data that you can analyze and get, firm clarity on when you want to get information, that it's life, it's the world, it's information is very predictable in so many ways. And so I like to show how you can do that and put it into colors and make it easy to read because I mean, I will make a bet today, even though I didn't lose my entire bankroll on the women's hockey team last night. I tried to, but I didn't. I have some money to bet in there today, and I would probably, I'm probably going to take this Iowa State. And I didn't look at NBA, and I'll definitely do hockey because I'll be watching hockey all night because it's my favorite game. All right, so good luck, everyone. May all your picks be. Oh yeah, and if you want to buy may all your picks be winning, of course. But if you want to buy this, it's like $25 for one of these. You can go get them. Follow the link. All right, good luck. May your picks be winning.